Hi, Manny and team. I just wanted to do this video real quick before our meeting so we can kind of kind of get a head start on the purpose of what we're doing here. Just want to kind of go through the quote funnel that I have, and there's so much more that could be done with this funnel. So many touch points that have been missing. I'm leaving so much on the table to be able to really get in there and leverage and the marketing efforts and dollars that we put out. So we're going to show where I'm at right now. I'm sure there's some stuff that's missing here that the team can fill in, but just kind of an overview of what how we get our business and how we end up and taking it through the quote the marketing funnel. So pretty much came up with my lead sources. Number one is the email list, obviously. So email marketing, I have 10,000 people on the list, and it's growing. And we've been also now harvesting emails. And we can talk about how we're harvesting them for what reasons. Some are geared towards out-of-state investor marketing that we're looking for their addresses and email addresses through the tax records and what have you. But really, it's been the past clients and the referrals from those past clients that is the bread and butter here. So, but I'm always sending out something about every 7 to 10 days usually. That will be just a direct email from it was coming from Constant Contact. And getting a pretty good open rate on those between 40 and 50%. So that's a pretty good open rate. They must like the content. I'm always putting out hopefully out value add content. I'm not always selling something. Sometimes it's just an informational thing. How to protest your taxes, or just the current market stats. Maybe it's my podcast, kind of talking about the market. But anyways, so I've sourced a lot of my success from live presentations over the years, starting when I first started doing first-time home buying classes back in the 90s, to now doing investor presentations on small and large scales. Webinars have we've been doing starting to pick up on our webinars. We did one, two, three, about one a month so far in the last quarter. So between the Tom Ferry organization, which is the coaching platform I'm on, and other and our own. And then podcast has been very really giving us some authority on that. It's done professionally by a radio studio, a radio announcer. And then the videos really has been just a great way to communicate the message in a more visual way. So sources, email list, obviously the referral and repeat customers. These are the really low hanging fruit for me. And so, and I would say that 90% of my business comes between this email list and the referrals and repeat business. The other areas that I've been focusing on, but not getting huge results because it does take time, is my farm area. Pretty much, we've been farming the area here in Santa Rita. We are getting calls. We're doing flyers. We're doing events. We're doing or we have done these things, direct mail, email, and open houses. So we've got a presence in the community, and we're starting to establish ourselves as one of the top agents in the area. Also doing quite a bit of Facebook with that as well, just to kind of stay on top of the where people eyeballs are. And then I do get people find me on my YouTube channel, which is great. There were several buyers last year that came from the YouTube channel alone. Fortunately, they told me they start binge watching my videos. So hopefully, I guess the content is pretty good. Facebook, we've just been really doing a lot of that for leasing. And Sabrina's been doing an amazing job at the idea that I floated, joining groups and then just start posting in the groups. And then now also a Facebook Marketplace is kind of churning up the phone. And then direct mail, that we've been going back into because people don't do direct mail anymore. It's kind of a lost art. And we did do a 900-piece mailer recently to non-owner occupants, investor owners, and we did get one solid call off of it and an appointment. But it's one that we decided we didn't want to take. It was a lease that people couldn't sell the house because it's too far under market. Okay, so our target market moving forward, continue with the investors, is what we've been our bread and butter for the last 6-7 years. And that's because we were doing first time home buying classes back in the 2016, 17, 18, and they started kind of petering out. And then we flipped over to investors, went out to California in 2017, 18 to, rekindle those relationships. And so the visits out there, live presentations and visits really started to put me on the map prior to pandemic boom. And so I was positioning myself in a really good place. So when that pandemic boom hit, I was the go-to person. Past clients and referrals, love to get a nurture campaign for that. And I don't have a nurture campaign for people who've already closed, and just automated would be great. First time home buyer, we're going back into that because that's what's going to drive the market coming in to 2026. First time home buyers are going to be coming out finally of the woodwork to be able to buy houses, especially if the builders continue to offer those subpar interest rates, and also just the people just tired, they're pent up, they're tired of renting. So that's our target market. And then ISA has been my side project, which is my investor savvy agent, which is me teaching other agents in other markets how to do what I do. It is starting to gain some traction, as far as people do recognize it. And I've had 3 company-wide webinars with the Tom Ferry organization, which was a blessing. And that's what we're trying to leverage their database as their sphere ecosystem to help us with the with getting the word out. And there's a dual edge on that, to teach agents how to do what I do, but also a source of having them provide their leads to me for people that maybe in California they have an agent, but they can't afford the California rental prices. So the lead comes in, usually a call or a text or an email. I write it down into my book. I do a discovery call, make sure all the information's correct in my book, and then I put that who the referral source is, and then we about once a week or so I give Andrea the notebook, and she puts it in the database and tags it appropriately. I don't have a really good referral thank you kind of chain or email. I just kind of like call them up and text them and say, thank you so much for the referral. It means a lot to me. But even that does get dropped from the ball. I do a discovery call, whether it be a home buyer or a seller or a investor, to find out where they're at. Also to find out where the referral came from. I do usually a follow-up email with some information. If it's a home buyer, usually a needs and wants list. If it's a listing, I'll have to do a CMA. I do usually do a video CMA, which nobody else does that I know of. One of the few anyways, but they like that. It usually takes me about 15-20 minutes to do a CMA. Would like to be able to get the team to do most of that as well, just because when we start listing quite a few properties, there's all we're doing is CMAs and performas. So the follow-up email, and then we do a follow-up call or text to see, did you get a chance to go through the email? It has a lot of information. And then we would jump on a Zoom call or a phone call and talk specifics about the properties. If they're going to visit out here, or if they're already here, first-time home buyer, they're going to, when's their lease up, all that kind of stuff, and when can we go out and look at homes. We go to contract or buyer's agency agreement, and we'll we'll find the property for them, and then we'll get the arrangement with the financing going. So this is just kind of the contract process, and then we go to closing, and we switch we add a tag that they're now in a closed contact list, and they keep getting the same email I send out every 7 to 10 days, and so don't have any specific post-closing funnel. Also, my live presentations and my live meetings out in California are very productive, but I don't have a post-event process that is an SOP that needs to be done. So there's just a lot of stuff here that I'm leaving on the table, I'm sure. And a lot of ways to automate this, and a lot of ways to leverage AI. So I'm really excited to see how we can take this to the next level in our next season. Thanks, y'all. Talk to you soon.